What's up, visionaries? Welcome back to my channel. And if you're new here, welcome. And today, let's talk about the drama of the Untucked episode on RuPaul's Drag Race Philippines Season 2, episode number 3. People have been talking, and honestly, it kind of made me think and really kind of reflect on this episode and break it down. Not on my feelings aspect, but the actual facts of how everything transpired. But I want to preference this video by stating everyone's feelings in this episode, specifically MsJadeSo and Miss Captivating KatKat, your feelings are completely valid. Also, people that are watching this season, the way that you guys feel about something is completely valid on how you feel. But when people make false accusations and false statements is where I kind of, have doubts about, like, you're kind of not thinking this rationally, more so you're thinking it because you're being biased to your favorite queen. So with saying that, I'm going to take my biasness off because I'm totally rooting for MsJadeSo to win this competition, and I am a JadeSo fan, so I totally am rooting for her. And but I have to take my biasness aside from this. Do I want MsJadeSo to win and dominate this competition? Absolutely. Am I rooting for Miss KatKat? No, I'm not rooting for her, only because of the stuff that I have heard about her doing off of this show, right? But that's not for me to judge when I'm doing this reaction and reviews. I can only judge Miss KatKat on what I'm seeing in the final edit of this show. No biasness, no outside influence, just specifically how she is performing on this show, on the runways, the challenges, the mini challenges, and everything in between. And that's what I'm doing, right? So get my feelings out of this and really look at it from a factual step-by-step situation on how things transpired, right? So let's get into the first things first. The girls go back into the workroom. The girls that went to the back are definitely the girls that won their looks compared to the person that they were paired with, right? So with saying that, automatically they wanted to do a cheers. Dee ends up talking crap about Miss KatKat.
I'm gonna cheer another one. Yes. Because my frenemy did not win over me. Or do who's si KatKat?
Automatically off of jump, saying that KatKat fat shaming her. Is that appropriate? Absolutely not. I do not support that. But at the end of the day, you see where the story is going.
Not a single day have passed without KatKat mentioning how fat I am or how big. So KatKat is a fat shamer.
You see how the wheels are turning. You see the manipulation of something that's going to happen, because everything that Miss Dee is doing is very calculated and is very manipulating. Let's just state the facts of what's going on. Between the fake and phoniness and how she's conducting herself in front of KatKat and how she conducts herself behind KatKat's back. Let's just be real with the situation. And I don't know about you, but a person like me can appreciate someone that is real and authentic with me behind my back and in my face. How you feel about me, whether it's good or bad, treat me the same way, period. So with Dee doing that and shading Miss KatKat, not even shading her, just stating how Miss KatKat treated her and how she felt about Miss KatKat. Then MsJadeSo came into the conversation saying that she has something to say about Miss KatKat.
May sinabi na ako about kay KatKat. Okay.
Automatically, I started thinking to myself, okay, she wants to use the excuse of this is a safe space.
Mapipil ko yung ganong eksena sa safe space.
But in my mind, how can you say that this is a safe space when you know that you have someone to the right and left of you, Dee and Verushka stirring the pot, Dee manipulating and stirring the pot as well, and you think this is the safe space. No, what you thought it was the fact that you have people that are on board with how you feel about this individual, or you wanted a TV moment. And it is what it is. You just have to be real with yourself, Miss Jade, and just call it for what it is. That's just the honest truth. Because when you say that is a safe space for our community, but then you have people like Dee Dee talking crap and manipulating a situation about an individual that's in your season and in the competition, doesn't make sense to me. But at the end of the day, we're going to move on from that. MsJadeSo ends up telling the group allegedly that Miss KatKat bullied her.
Diba? Wait lang. Yung episode 1, parang binabully niya ako. And then...
So with seeing that, you know, black and white, my eyes and my ears are not deceiving me. She specifically told the group that she bullied her. And to me, I said, okay, as this transaction and conversation is going on, I'm like, oh my goodness, that is so horrible. So I want to know more about the situation, which she goes into.
That's way too much.
And I don't know about you, but when you're in a place of work, because that's what they're doing, they're on a work set, that is a big accusation for somebody to call you out on. So when she said that, I was kind of like, wow, that is so messed up on KatKat. That's like, honestly, that's assault. She is assaulting you. And it's low-key groping, rapish, you know? So I was thinking like, that is so messed up on KatKat's part. And then she said, it brought me back to when I was bullied in 10th grade. When someone pinched my boob because I was on hormones, it hurt me so much.
Ano yung umpisa pa na nag-hormones. Tapos, masakit yung dede, patubo pa lang. Inanon ako ng bully as in malakas. Tapos, siya, ginawa niya.
Which I can relate to that. When you do take hormones and when you're first on them, your breast tissue grows and they are completely sensitive. It really is that sensitive where you can't even put a shirt on and your nipples, your areolas are very ultra sensitive and they hurt, they're tender because your breast tissue is growing. So with saying that, I related to Miss JadeSo. And then she said it hurt her when she pinched her. And it brought her back to when she was in 10th grade. I said, wow, that is messed up. Keep in mind, I don't know KatKat's side of the story. Fast forward, Verushka, when KatKat is not behind the scenes yet, Verushka told MsJadeSo not once,
Sis, okay, pagpunta ni KatKat, i-ano natin, i-confront natin.
But twice. Let's confront her.
I-call out natin siya dahil kasi it is not right na yung physical, alam mo yun, tapos trans on trans.
So with seeing that, a rational person that is traumatized by the actions of a particular person in the competition, and she knows how sensitive this topic is, wouldn't you not say and turn to your sister, aka Verushka, and say, no, sis, I got this. I know that you have my back, but this is very, very sensitive for me. And I think it's best to talk to KatKat one-on-one. A, not only because it is the right thing to do, but B, she warned you and told you that she was going to do that. So I think it would be a de-escalation situation for her not to bring it up and only you. And C, the fact that everyone knows how Miss KatKat's personality is. She is definitely can go 0 to 100 very quick, and she calls shit out, and she has a very strong personality. So would you want somebody else to call your experience out, but not beside yourself, Miss Jade? This is where that situation, she could have handled that, and she could have stopped Miss Verushka from even saying anything, right? Because a lot of people kept on saying it wasn't Verushka's situation. It wasn't Verushka's story to tell. And I get it. 100%. I get it. But at the end of the day, if it wasn't, Verushka let her know what she was going to do beforehand, not even an hour before she said it to her. So if that's what Jade really, really wanted, she definitely would have turned to her and told her, no, don't do that. Now, fast forward to Miss KatKat going back into the workroom. All the girls are around. They're talking about the critiques that they just received. Miss Verushka then proceeds to tell Miss KatKat what had transpired.
Si umiyak si Jade dito kanina nung nandito kami kasi binuli mo daw siya, tapos umiyak siya sa parking. Kausapin mo si ano mo, kasi physical daw sabi niya.
Now, with seeing that, everything that she stated to Miss KatKat were all facts. What us viewers have a problem with is how we feel about the situation. And how we feel is that is messed up, that is wrong, that is not Miss Verushka's place. But at the end of the day, we are not here for kumbaya. We are not here for a situation of everything to be so nice and dandy, rainbows and sprinkles. This is a drag race reality competition show. You are dealing with drag queens, and we all know that drag queens have the sassiest mouths and are the most conniving queens of them all. And at the end of the day, we are here for all of the shit. Let's just be real. So is it wrong for her to do? Absolutely. In my book, I think that was Jade's place for Jade to tell her story, but it was such good TV. She made her moment. Miss Verushka even then says, I grabbed the chocolate and I walked away.
I just took a chocolate and I walked at the back and I was like, okay.
And I absolutely lived for the moment because A, she knows what she's doing. She knows how to rile the crowd up. She knows how to get the girls going. And she did just that. And she gave us viewers to talk about, hence this video and everyone that have been talking about it on their social medias. Now, this is where the juicy part comes in. MsJadeSo, there's a difference between people. There's a difference between people that fight or flight. Now, MsJadeSo is not a confrontational type of girl. She's just not. She is going to really kind of go into her shell when she sees confrontation, clearly from what had transpired. So Miss Verushka is telling Miss Jade's story. Miss Verushka ends up saying that you pinched her boob. That is when Miss KatKat says, what? What are you talking about? She immediately gets irate and she really gets angry and she is becoming boisterous, which is completely understandable. She then tells Miss Jade, what are you saying? What are you talking about? Did I not ask you for consent to touch your boob?
Insensitive ka masyado. Hindi kita kinuret and alam mo na nagpaalam pa ako sa'yo. Sabi kasi, pahawak nga ng boobs mo. Yun yung wag ka magsinungaling, Jade. Wag mo ko gawa ng kwento. Excuse me, ha?
Miss Jade did not want to answer the question. Miss Jade did not want to answer the question.
Nagpaalam ako sa'yo. Yes or no? See? You're a liar, bitch.
And I understand that we are JadeSo fans because I am, once again, I'm going to reiterate, we are JadeSo fans. But let's just be real with the situation.
Sa tagal-tagal kong kakilala si KatKat, di pa namumurot yan. Suntok, oo, tsaka tulak. Kipagbardagulan yan. Pero yung kurot hindi.
If she did not give her consent, why don't you just say that?
Nagpaalam ako sa'yo noon. Di mo nga masagot niya yan kung
Why didn't you say, no, I didn't, girl. I didn't do that. I didn't give you permission to touch my boob.
Kaya nagsabi ako, can I touch your boob? Sabi ko, sige naman ko.
Now that you've seen those clips, do I think that it's right for Miss Verushka to become very boisterous and cut her off and how she's and what she's saying and all the allegations that Miss JadeSo had said that she did? Because when Miss KatKat was not in the room, it was a completely different story than when she was in the room. First, she assaulted her and it hurt her when she wasn't in the room. But then when Miss KatKat is in the room, she pinched her boob and they all laughed about it.
So, di ba kinurot mo ako? Kasi, yes, nagtatawanan tayo. Okay, go. Yeah.
So the story is now changing. So that's when I raise my eyebrow at MsJadeSo and say, why are you doing this?
Pero yung pinag-uusapan niyo ko dahil nandoon ako, sila, kayo lang, hindi ko ma-defend yung sarili ko. Siyempre, nasama na naman ang tingin niyo sa akin.
Now, granted, how you feel about the situation, MsJadeSo, you can feel that way. And I believe that you felt offended and you felt hurt and you felt bullied and you felt all those. But were those the real choice of words to use during that situation? To me, I don't think that Miss KatKat was bullying you. I think that you had past traumas that you were projecting on Miss KatKat, and I don't think that is right.
Dapat siguro in-address mo na siya nung time na ginawa niya.
Exactly.
Kung ginawa
Do I think that your feelings are not valid? That's not what I'm saying. Your feelings are completely valid. But if we as people have traumas in our life that has happened to us and we project it on people that come into our lives for something that they don't know about and we pin it on them, that's not right.
Ginawa mo lang sa kanya yung naka-trigger dun sa ginawa.
Sinabi niya, kanina.
We don't know what type of friendship, relationship, marriage that we can come across and not even allow into our lives with pinpointing our past traumas on somebody else. So I don't think that's right. So with saying that, Miss KatKat, I think that it's right for you to speak your piece, share your own side of the story.
Hindi mo pa ako nami-meet. May ganong image na ako sa kanila na si KatKat, masama ugali niyan, attitude niyan, ganyan-ganyan. Aminado ako kasi attitude talaga ako. Masama yung ugali ko, depende sa taong kaharap ko.
Put Miss Jade up to the fire and tell her the truth about what had transpired, because at the end of the day, if MsJadeSo felt bullied and was hurt, she would have never laughed with Miss KatKat when she pinched her boob. Now, do I think that she reflected on that day and went home to her hotel room and got hurt and the trauma started setting in? Because people with trauma, they might realize it that same second, that same moment of when that happened, or that day, later on that day, hence MsJadeSo, or that later on that week, or even that year, or years down the line. It all depends on the particular type of person and the thing that happened to them to trigger that trauma, right? So at the end of the day, I just want to say, Miss KatKat, I wish you would have stayed composed. I wish you would have just been more eloquent and be more conversational with that conversation.
Huwag ka sinungaling, huwag kang gumawa ng kwento. Ginagawa mo ako masama, para ano, may istorya ka? Hello, Jade.
Because honestly, it really was just miscommunication.
Ang misunderstanding lang nilang dalawa yun. O mali lang siguro yung approach ni June dun sa ginawa ni KatKat.
Miss Jade, keep in mind, the way that Miss Didi gave you advice in the back,
It's because she's threatened by you. You know why? You're the closest to what she can never be.
versus the way that Miss Tiny Deluxe gave you information in the back to comfort you,
Complacent, na parang, ay, okay, pwede ko na siyang biro-biroin.
is completely two styles of information and comforting. And that she made it all about her. She said, I don't know where this MsJadeSo and KatKat situation turned into Didi being a background dancer.
She made me a backup dancer in some of her numbers. When I can be just as good, even better than her.
I was like, where did the correlation come in from? Where did that come from? I just didn't understand that. And so I was just thinking like, what? And then for MsJadeSo in confessionals to say that, you know, I really needed that mother figure around me to really like calm me down, and it really made me feel better.
Talking to Didi, sobrang na-uplift niya ako. That matured mind is really that I needed to hear at that time.
And I'm thinking to myself, all she really did was just boost your ego. And I was just like, she really didn't say anything that was like true. Like, well, I don't know if it was true or not. I'm not going to say that. I'm not going to accuse of stuff that's not true or false, right? But at the end of the day, it's just kind of like, Did she tell you anything like of substance to de-escalate the situation, to actually where you guys can move forward? But no, she didn't. She said stuff to you to not ever try to befriend KatKat again, because that's the type of person she is, and you don't want to be around her, and made it all about herself. So technically, the true villains of this story, in my opinion, is Miss Didi. And Miss Verushka is only playing what a good reality show competition contestant is supposed to do, is make good to make a good reality show moment. Period. That's just what it is. But with saying that, let me know what you guys think down in the comment section below. I want to know what you guys have to say. Whether you guys agree with me or not, I totally appreciate what you guys are going to say down there. And it's going to really make me think and reflect about it as well. Keep in mind, I understand that we're rooting for particular individuals, but we got to be honest and truthful about the situation. And also, do not spread any type of hate to any of these queens, because it is not necessary. If you have something to say, keep it on your social medias, but don't go onto other people's platforms and just spread the hate and the negativity. It's not necessary, to be honest. But finally, to MsJadeSo and to Miss KatKat, I want to say this to you as another trans individual and a trans woman. Do not ever let other people get in the way of your trans sisterhood. Don't ever do that. Yes, we might have ups and downs. Yes, our attitudes might be up and down. But at the end of the day, our trans sisterhood is really all what we got, and that we can only relate to each other with that. We are only a specific amount of people on this world that can relate to some type of journey that we have as trans women. Don't ever let anyone get in the way of that. And I understand we have best friends and friends that want to look out for us, but also keep in the back of your mind, like, okay, I appreciate my friend looking out for me, but let me just try to handle it with them. They might tell you, your friends and other people on social media might tell you this, and this, but don't let that get to your head. If you have a problem with your trans sister, go to her specifically and say, hey, what's going on? Let's talk about this. Let's try to work this out. And by all means, sometimes people just don't gel with people, and that's okay. People can just not be friends, but there would be no negativity involved. There would be no harsh feelings involved, and people can part ways and be fine. But silver lining is people can also be friends and reestablish that sisterhood and that bond with each other. And I know, MsJadeSo, you're a part of the ballroom scene. I was a part of the ballroom scene. I'm a legend in the scene, started walking in 2002. So I know people around me that influenced me not to like particular other girls that walked my same category. But I never allowed that to get to my head, because I'm saying, no, I'll make my own decision about that and how I feel about it. And I got to talk to that individual about it, right? So I wish you, Miss KatKat and MsJadeSo, the best. I hope that you guys' relationship kind of mend fences, which I'm sure it probably did after this season, because it is a very pivotal moment in your guys' lives and your guys' careers, and I hope that it flourishes. But yes, you guys, now that I've said my piece about this, please give this video a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button and that notification bell so you know exactly when I upload. And all of my social medias, my website, my Patreon, my PO box, and the Discord are going to be listed in the description box below. And exclusively only on my Patreon is where you can find the Untucked episodes, as well as the full episodes and my full reaction to each and everything that I upload. And also remember, it is the diamond tier to unlock 300 plus episodes on my Patreon. And like always, visionaries, life is your vision. It is whatever you make it, as long as you make it freaking fabulous. Until the next one. Bye.